Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for spending your valuable time with the Adapt 2030 channel. Consuming the bones of a dying world. Divide and conquer. It's the Americans that are eating on the steak. That's why New Zealand doesn't have any. Brazilian farmers feeling the water vapor in the air from the Tonga eruption, having to replant first corn. Look at the states with the cool and the wet spot increasing. Green box, massive demand. That means they want physical gold. Deliver it by the truck. Deep thoughts and questions. Penn Station 1901. Other deep thoughts. I know I need to grow my own fruits and foods from now. Should I plant Reliance, Red, or Thompson seedless grapes along the fence line? And we're going to start you off with the ocean's deadliest predator. Fills with water, looks like a jellyfish ingested, and then the sea life cannot digest what has gone into the stomach. And the blame game does continue. The more the food shortages show themselves, the more the blame game will be. Finger pointing, louder bullhorns. No cheap steak in sight, New Zealanders. Americans bought it all. So the story goes. Stats New Zealand saying that the price of meat, poultry, and fish in New Zealand was up 17% compared with last year. I wish my food had only gone up 17%. I'll take the 17% and trade you my 90 or 100%. Fair trade. And overall food for the entire year up only 10%. They try to go on to say that New Zealand exported 98% of its beef. Whose problem is that? And the U.S. was the second largest market after China. Then they go in and they give you some more industry statistics here, which really awakened me to why are we importing so much beef, 161,000 tons into the United States? Because herds are being shrunk on purpose across the planet. American herds are down, New Zealand herds are down, and then they only were able to send so far 104,000 tons, far below that 161 tons from last year. I know there'll be some in December, but it's not going to bring it to 161. And this is a beautiful image that accompanied the story. Look at the mountains there. Love to get hiking up there. Dream one day. But you see the dairy herds and beef cattle herds across the planet. Concerted effort right now to reduce the size, breadth, and scope of that to give you your milks, cheeses, infant formula, and ways to make cheese, as well as the beef itself for steaks. Relish every bite. And staying in another cattle-rich country, Brazil. This is right off Merco Press. I talked about the eruption coming out of the ocean in one of the islands in Tonga, highest water vapor ejecta ever. Southern Hemisphere, and they're trying to go into planting season. Oh wait, so wet that farmers are having to replant their first corn crop. And if we look at some of the states there, Sao Paulo, Minas, Paraná, let's take a look at the October temperatures for Brazil. This comes off NOAA. You can see across Paraguay, a little bit in Chile, up to Venezuela, but a red streak hot right across the center of Brazil there. And then if we look at the June to August 2022 temperatures, we see some cool spots. Did you know that the aging process starts as early as the age of 25? After that, you start to lose 1% of your collagen supply every year. By the time you're 45, you'll have lost 30% of your naturally produced collagen. Try this at-home test to see if you have enough collagen. Pinch your skin. If it immediately bounces back, then you have enough collagen in your skin. If it doesn't bounce back or fold back immediately, then you might need a collagen supplement. And make sure you pick one that has hydrolyzed collagen or collagen peptides. This ensures it'll be absorbed by your body. Multi-collagen helps rejuvenate your body from the inside out with 5 supercharged types of collagen your body needs for optimal health. And that's why thousands of Americans trust and use it every day. Taste, inspect, and judge multi-collagen risk-free. If it doesn't live up to your expectations, you have a full 60 days. You'll get a complete refund, no questions asked. Take 51% off your order, and you're also going to receive some free bonuses. Head over to healthwithadapt2030.com or click on that link in the description box below. And now on with the video. And if we bring it out to November 20th through the 26th, that 7 degrees Celsius anomaly in Para, Tocanitas, and Mato Grosso, that is going to continue to grow, and Acre also in the far west. So you can see now in earnest that even the major grain producers are going to encounter serious planting issues, which will become more and more common as we go through December, being the main planting time. So look for news out of Brazil, news out of South Africa, news out of Australia. They just can't get it in the ground. Uruguay, Paraguay, Chile. You're going to start to see more and more. New Zealand, I can't do it. Madagascar, oops. What about Zimbabwe? Oh. So you're going to start to see tremendous losses. Substitute, minus. Where are they going to get the corn and the wheat from? So I'm going to continue to report on this because I have been since January 15th when the eruption was verified as the tallest, highest watery vapor eject ever recorded, even surpassing Tambora supposedly in 1815. The effects are here. The effects are now. The effects are real, and they are affecting farming and agricultural output. So where does it go from here? Well, if we go to the northern hemisphere from here, we're looking at Calgary, coldest start to December in 100 years. Back to 1901 for that one. And also, Electroverse putting out an enormous amount of research these last few days. So many unusual, cooler than normal months and records themselves being smashed from China to Canada to Antarctica. It does seem to be a global thing, including the deserts of Africa with 3 years of rain in a single storm. What's causing that? Probably the same realization that's causing this barbaric metal to be swooped up planet-wide by central banks. Wonder why they would do that, do you think? Bringing you over here to the physical delivery soaring from 2020 onward. Looks like the Comex. You knock on the door, you have your contract. I want my physical delivery. Put it on the truck, bring it over to XYZ destination. But look how much metal has moved out compared to anything in the last 10 years. Industry and traders see signs. Food and economy. Let's take you back to 1901. Speaking of that, date and time, this was Penn Station, 1901. That's an enormous amount of construction for 1901. I know they were building out New York City at that time, but the amount of girders, glass, etc., just for 1 or 2 trains to pull in there does make you think. Reception hall is rather large. Do you see anything like that today? Not even close. Here's the image of the marble pillars along with the exceptional glass and ironwork internally, but then they had to tear it down because it wasn't good enough just years later. So where did it all go wrong? Truth in statement right there. So is Terrence McKenna talking about the ways for us to reclaim our minds and get out of the hands of the engineers who turn us into consumers, consuming all the trash that's being manufactured out of the bones of a dying world. We're living in that too. And this image does sum it up perfectly. Forests, rivers, pure waterfalls, teeming with wildlife, and now we have 8-lane roads. And what was wild and free and provided for humanity now has a price on every possible thing used in this scenario. So it does seem that we are at the end of an era. The cycles say we are. The ability to grow enough food to feed the planet says we are. The run out of the last scraping of any type of wealth out of the failing fiat currencies is at the end as well. It seems like everything had a specific shelf life on it that's run its course. Now it needs to be liquidated and a new form starting of whatever that will take as what we know as the modern world after this collapse phase. Again, bringing you back to earlier times in history. Have we repeated this cycle once before, twice before, 3 times before? Which is things that keep me awake at night. Should I buy Reliance red seedless grapes for this year knowing it's going to get a little cooler? Or should I buy Thompson seedless grapes? Because I know for sure I'm going to have to grow my own food. You are too. We're all going to have to. But I want fruit as well. Pink champagne currants. You can eat those as the best of the currant varieties fresh. Raspberries, blueberries. But how about grapes? Leave your thought in the comment section below. Should I get to Tom some seedless green grapes or the Red Reliance? And something to send you off with tonight, black-eyed peas. You can eat them. This is some of the best microgreens that these will grow. Equivalent to anything with sunflower with the snappiness and the sweetness. It almost tastes like a sweet pea. And you can cook it, and you can plant it again too. At least the ones that we bought here, and I forgot, we've shopped at several different supermarkets, and they all seem to be able to germinate these black-eyed pea beans right here. And again, triple purpose. So what you're looking for is something you can plant, something you can eat if you need to, and something that you can turn into quick nutrition, i.e. microgreens. That provides all three. And if you are looking for storable foods, my Patriot Supply and Adapt 2030, 25-year shelf life, that link's in the description box below, as well as True Leaf Market, heirloom and organic seeds for any grow zone on our planet while you get your gardens ready. And Ransom Godwin and myself, we're talking about these issues every Thursday night, 10 p.m. to midnight, streaming on 8 different platforms. Hope you got something out of the video, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.